sort of got into this in the past, but the line between sexy female characters and sexually exploitative shit. And to me, I got no problem with the ongoing boob jokes in a Power Girl out costume, like in a Power Girl comic. Like, I remember there was this one that she was squeezing into a turtleneck, which, believe it or not, relatable. When you're trying on clothes and you put on a sweater and you think it's going to clear and it doesn't, the only thing worse is you put on a gown with a side zipper and then you can't get it off because it fits the waist. You're not getting it over your chest and you can't drop it below your hips. So, they had her trying on sweaters and she had to fly into action Superman style, right? So she had to kind of zoom out of the change room in her underwear because she didn't want to shoplift. That's cheeky. I'm good with that. That is cute. It's a riff on Superman changing in the phone booth because she's not going to wear her fucking costume under her clothes all the fucking time, right? That's exhibit A of works for me. Exhibit the not works, I couldn't hush. Oh my God, fucking killed me. One, Selena Kyle's in like French lingerie and heels talking on the phone in her apartment in front of a giant fucking window. I'm sorry, she's a jewel thief. You pay for that.
Because we all do that, right, ladies? When we're at home, we're just in an underwear.
And I had guys going, well, what if she's doing that for her? She's just doing it because that's her. She likes to be sexual. It's like, yeah, okay. Big Barda in the bunny slippers. Big Barda's another character I love from DC Comics.
Yes.
But yeah, exactly. That was strictly for the presumed male reader. It made no
Tell
sense.
me you don't know how uncomfortable bras are.
Especially the lace ones. Yeah.
It for herself. Yes.
Yeah, like silky PJs. Okay, maybe. Yeah, sure. But
good for your
not
skin.
Well, yeah, but that and then the point I'm like, no, I'm never gonna like this series when Catwoman and Batman make out in a fucking sewer.
Yo.
Couldn't. And I had guys, they're good guys, but they were like, oh no, they're so adrenaline. They're adrenaline junkies. And so they had to have each other in a fucking sewer.
No, that
makes
is
it
not
really
how
gross.
Women's bodies work.
Yeah. And the number of like sex scenes they did in that book where she's still got the cat suit on so they could do the plunging V. Like, how's he accessing anything there? Like, that is just, they wanted to continue to make it recognizable because they wanted the preview splash, but it made no freaking sense. Like, unless Batman is into testicle torture, I don't know what he was doing down there. Anybody who's worn a fucking cat suit, they are murder to get off. And Zelda's sitting here yelling at me. It's like, you said cat. But so that's sort of it for me, right? Am I imagining it smells bad? Not hot. Is there an element of comedy to it? If there's an element of comedy to it, then it's cheesecake. It's not, maybe it's gratuitous, but it's done with sort of that good girl pinup art aesthetic. Because, okay, we got to do it. It sells books. Comic book readers are still predominantly male. That's fine. But don't make it stink and don't make it seem uncomfortable. Like, nobody wears heels at home. Nobody wears heels. Like, it's easier for the artist to draw the feet if she's wearing high-heeled shoes. I give them that. But, okay, she might be walking around in her underwear, maybe in front of an open window. But the heels, nah, it was too much for me. So who wants to go next with their Eileen? I know you had one because you showed it to me.
Yeah, I have several, but a good way to do it, and it's a very good segue, is yes, Power Girl. It's interesting that we all like Power Girl, and the fans, air quotes, especially the anti-woke people say, well, women, feminists do not like Power Girl. That's not true.
That's not true.
We love Power Girl. She's called Power Girl, for fuck's sakes. Sorry.
Yeah.
uh, a big thing is if the character has agency, if she's played for laughs, if she's being goofy or silly or making a point, it's probably okay. For example, Power Girl having a window,
Yeah.
uh, Psylocke making jokes about doing a split and
Yeah.
her and she's making jokes about where I stopped wearing that outfit because I couldn't do martial arts splits
Right.
without worrying about the couch moving out of place. Um, in those kinds of cases, it is okay. Some women, like Invisible, the Invisible Woman, will always wear a tight outfit because it makes her powers
Right.
work better. Uh, at one point, Susan Richards used a really revealing outfit with an impossible moved window shape in the shape of a four.
Yeah. That would poke. It
Yeah,
would
that would
poke.
poke.
Yeah.
I had canon that she was using an invisibility field to
That make, yeah. Or
hold it in
some kind of,
place.
yeah, some kind of invisible mesh something. Yeah, because
Yeah,
highly
and
improbable. Looked cool, but highly improbable.
yes, and it was to make a point to Reed Richards that you are always ignoring me, you are dismissive of me, even though I am very smart, I am a valuable member of this team, and the only way that I'm going to get a reaction out of you is by wearing this skimpy costume. So
Right.
that was nicely handled. Uh, the opposite of that, the when it's only done to be exploitative, is what Bianca said about the Harley Quinn comic book. There is a scratch and smell.
Yeah. I think they were trying to be cute, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't land well. It's like,
And,
why?
they were going for laughs there. It just didn't work. I mean, I'm curious while we're on the topic of Sue Storm, how they're going to handle that relationship in the movie. Because I mean, Reed Richards is they did sort of a whole domestic abuse storyline with him at one point. Not like Hank Pym, which they completely nerfed, but
Yeah,
I mean, she's always leaving him and coming back, leaving him and coming back because of stuff like that. Like that was in character for her, that she does periodically feel at, the very least neglected.
listen,
Um,
that is
yeah.
why her powers are invisibility.
Yeah. I mean, Sue Storm is sort of tragic. She's not a quote unquote strong female character. She's long suffering. Like you
Yeah,
said, her powers are
she's a
invisibility.
commentary on the housewives of the 60s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Which since they're leaning right into the 60s, and I think they know better than to try to do another family friendly, like incredible journey after Quantum Mania. I'm curious what they're gonna do with that. Because and then you showed me the thing about the evil girl outfit swap with
Yeah,
them too. Like that's a trope they always do, the evil girl outfit swap, right?
and okay, I'm going to defend the Malice outfit because people don't know the context of that. Sue Storm started being Invisible Girl
Hmm.
for the Fantastic Four. Uh, she was Invisible Girl for a long time. And then at the time, it came the writer. I'm blanking on his name. I'm going to remember her later. But basically, he felt like every other women in comics, it's getting called a Wonder Woman. They're proper women, and we have Invisible Girl, who by this time she's practically married, and she's raising this whole family, and she's still a girl. So she had Psycho Woman essentially hijack Sue Richards,
Hmm.
uh, her mind, and she made her into a prototype aggressive woman to rebel. It's not something that Sue Richard wanted. It's something that a
Right.
little villain was make her do, and she has the malice costume, and she uses her powers in a super aggressive way. Eventually, Sue Richard retakes her mind,
Mhm.
and she defeats a psycho woman. uh, but after that, she's saying, I'm going to be no longer the invisible girl, I'm going to be the invisible woman.
Yeah.
So the costume is used to, against her will, to highlight a problem, and then she comes to a compromise that I'm no longer going to behave like everyone expect a girl to behave. I am a woman, I have agency.
That was John Byrne and Jerry Ordway who invented
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, that
Yes.
outfit too, by the way. Yeah, man, John Byrne's getting name dropped a lot. This two have been talking. Bianca, I know you come at this from a slightly different way. How do you see the difference? Like, what's something kind of hypersexualized, shall we say? But you're like, all right, I'm okay. Because you read a lot of the DC stuff. And
Mhm.
what's something that you felt was like over the line?
This may be a very weird example, but I guess Cheetah, but specifically from the new 52 version.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's like, how do I explain that? So I know how she looks like in every single iteration, either costume or, the mystic stuff where boom, you change.
Yeah,
So like her rebirth design is honestly one of my more favorite
because it went
designs of
back
her.
to the classic look. Yeah.
Yes. And but when I saw like her new 52, I was like, okay, I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I feel very weird about this, and I don't know if it was the art or something. But for like Rebirth and before New 52, it's like it's a naked animal,
Yeah.
though she just happens to be a woman. But for the new 52, every panel I'm seeing of her, I'm like, you look like an actual naked woman, but just has natural like cheetah print on your body. And
Mm-hmm.
it makes me incredibly uncomfortable. And then they do I didn't and then they added some stuff to her design. She wears jewelry, a necklace, and then uh uh diamond waistband hip on
Mm-hmm.
her hips or something like that. And I'm like, I don't understand why they decided to add actual jewelry to like diamond jewelry to her body as if she's wearing clothes or something like that. But that was the for me that is like the kicker, and I don't understand why. But specifically the new 52 version, I'm just like, you look just like a naked woman.
New
And
New
it's kind of weird to
52
me.
New 52 made some choices with that stuff. I mean, what they did to Starfire with
Oh,
Jason Todd with Red Hood and the Outlaws. Oh my God. Eileen, do you know about this?
Yeah, my boyfriend is a DC fan. Bless him.
Okay. Yeah. And everybody, even normally like the guys who go in for thirst traps were like, what the fuck was that? Like putting her in a well, it wasn't even really a thruple, was it? It was just sort of she was banging all of the outlaws.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like my boyfriend called it the timeshare girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Oh,
And
the beach scene.
the
That's
beach
the
scene.
yeah, when she flips her very, very long hair. They're like, well, see, she knows she's attractive, and that's what she's trying to show. And I'm like, but who is she showing it to? Yeah, it's for you guys. It's not for the people who are hanging out with her on the beach. They're doing something else. They don't care. So I don't think that was
Yeah,
needed. And then the bikini she's wearing is the extremely small ones where it's only covering the nipples part.
okay, women who know they are extremely attractive, they don't sleep with everyone. The girls who are insecure, they're the ones that sleep with everyone. The girls who know they're, in the coarse language, a 9 or a 10, they make you fucking earn it.
Yeah. And
That is just, I am not saying that is right or wrong. That is just the way it works.
also,
Standards.
yes,
It's
the
it's
girls who are attractive aren't, how do I put it?
well,
They don't feel the need to go around and show it off.
it's not even standards, Bianca. It's this shit's expensive.
Yes.
What you offering? Because I didn't just grow this. I've had work done. This hair costs money. This skin costs money. This wax job costs money. What you bring in? It's very transactional. It's very commodified. And yeah, the whole new 52 was bad. What did we think, speaking of which, of the whole oh, what the fuck did they call it? Where they changed every Marvel character at the same time. We
Uh,
got like Riri and the Mighty Thor and I forget what they call like Marvel
Oh,
Legacy or whatever.
oh, was it? No, it wasn't Legacy. It was
I
something to that effect. It wasn't Legacy. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, but you
Uh,
know what I'm talking about, right? When they
yes.
changed every lead on the book at the same time. What could possibly go wrong?
I was okay with it with most part. Some were hits, some were misses. But the ones that were hits were really good hits. Um,
Which ones did you like?
I like Wolverine, obviously. She was
Yeah,
my favorite.
okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was a definite. I even forgot she was a part of that because yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I also really, really like Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider was actually the runner-up
Okay.
my favorite character. Uh, Riri Williams, I didn't like
No.
originally. I thought she was okay. She wasn't like a bit hit for me. Nowadays, I really like Riri Williams. She's really come into her own.
Yeah,
Kamala Khan, I love.
who that? Kamala. Oh yeah, Kamala Khan. It was called All New, All Different Marvel.
that's
Yes,
what it
thank you.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. Riri still doesn't have a supporting cast that's quite there yet, but I'm with you. I quite like her.
The
But
show is going to make it much more worse now that they said that. So she's going to be a copy and paste of Tony Stark. And I'm just like, do you want people to hate a black character more? She's different from Tony Stark. Why would
Yeah,
you
like
have her be the same?
that is not the point of her character at all. Like,
no,
uh,
no, it
she
was,
does she does really have a really nice supporting cast. The problem with Riri Williams is basically the problem with every female character. Just when they are given the spotlight, the run gets cancelled.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
she has,
they brought back Sam Wilson as Captain America or that, but that wasn't new as well. Okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
she has her own artificial intelligence. It's called Natalie after her friend who died in a school event.
Oh,
Right.
Yes, like I don't want to say what was the school event, but that
Yeah.
is that is part of the reason why she became Riri Williams to become someone who could defend
Yeah.
that kind of stuff from happening. She has a couple of best friends. She's hanging out with the champions, being her tech person. She's the uncharitable take is to call her Tony Stark, but girl, but that is not what she is.
No, that wasn't because she doesn't have all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has to use a lot more ingenuity, and she's more like MacGyver.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's probably closer to a Spider-Man
Yes,
when she started.
because she thinks on her feet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I like any character. I mean, people forget how long Miles Morales took to refine.
Yes,
Uh
Miles was not good when
I
he came.
I don't think Naomi is gonna get there. I mean, this is a bit of an issue with comics where it has to be white guys like a Brian Michael Bendis who can push the character and make sure it has enough time to find its feet.
And those are all his characters.
Well, they are all his characters because he's one of the few with the clout. Him, Grant Morrison, and maybe Brian Azzarello. Not many names. Tom Taylor might be able to do it.
Tom Taylor, yes.
Yeah, but you notice, except for Grant Morrison, all WSCMs, right? And Grant Morrison flips back and forth. They're allowed. If you read Doom Patrol, Grant Morrison's non-binary status is not a surprise. But yeah, you need those guys pushing it to give the character any legs, but at the same time, you have to there's going to be jank because these are white guys trying to write a different experience.
Yeah,
which is why I did not
hang in there for a bit.
Yeah.
That's why I like criticized Tom Taylor's run on Nightwing for that one. Well, it was like not an event, but it was a something happening, and it lasted for a few issues, and then I guess he got the okay to have the evil villain bad guy say the N-word, and I was like, whoa, bro, like.
Yeah,
I get why you did it, but did you?
I was like, it was not necessary. They didn't have to do that. But when I spoke about it, people, even black people, mostly black men, because this was like happening to a black woman, were saying, it's 6 letters. He obviously meant bitch. And I'm like, he's talking about her race right before it.
Yeah.
He's talking about how she's not the right bloodline. And then black guy who is like her second in command punches him in the face, and I was like, yeah, I will approve it. And then Nightwing's like, you can't just do that, man. I'm like, wait, but I think it was based.
Fighting words you could legally get off. You know what? Okay, talking about Tom Taylor, it really bums me out that Megan Fitzmartin's Tim Drake bisexual story got totally wiped out by Tom Taylor's John Kent thing. Because I thought the Tim Drake story was the superior one. And it got no attention because everybody was screaming about quote unquote gay Superman.
For me, on my side of the community, or more like the community I was with,
right?
There was complaints nonstop for both. And I haven't read the Tim Drake one. I did read the John Kent one. For John Kent's run, I did actually enjoy it, but even then, during it, I'm just like, can we do something? Because I'm like, this is going downhill.
What I like about the Tim Drake one is it's like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what I am. I'm not ready to call myself bisexual. Like, this is one guy. I am. It was much more grounded,
relatable.
Then hello world, I am sucking boy face. I am Superman at 17 years old. Worship me. Yes, Dad, I am throwing myself and my pink-haired boyfriend in front of cameras. What can possibly go wrong? Be perfectly supportive. Like, what the fuck was that?
Did Megan Fitzmartin, was she the one that wrote that he kind of Tim Drake kind of ghosted Stephanie for a while?
Yes.
Then out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh my God, those two were Stephanie, like, spoiler, I love that character, but what the books do to her is horrendous.
Really bad.
Like,
and spoiler as in her character, as in her costume name, like her hero name, not spoiler as in spoiler alert.
That's her name. That was a run of DC Comics that had a lot of adorable, like, go to the closet and rate it for a costume. Like, her and Cyclone were both awesome, like, DIY costumes. I love that about that era of comics. But okay, let's go to the last part that I would not tease off the top.